Picture this. You're at the airport, your carry-on packed and ready. You've tucked in your favorite moisturizer, a fresh bottle of sunscreen, and maybe even a travel-sized cologne. You make it through the line and approach security, only to be told that one of your bottles is too large and will have to stay behind. It's frustrating, especially when you're just trying to bring basic personal care items. But there's a reason these rules exist, and it all traces back to a pivotal moment in aviation history. Before the 2000s, flying looked quite different. Back then, passengers could bring full-size bottles of virtually anything into the cabin. A liter of water, a full can of soda, oversized containers of shampoo and lotions. None of these raised eyebrows at security checkpoints. Airport safety measures existed, certainly, but they primarily focused on finding weapons like guns and blades. Liquids weren't considered particularly threatening. A bottle of juice or body lotion seemed harmless enough, and the system worked that way for years without major incident. However, security experts eventually came to understand the danger doesn't always announce itself loudly. Some of the most threatening substances can be hidden in plain sight, disguised as everyday products. And that realization became impossible to ignore in 2006. That year, British authorities uncovered a chilling plot. A group of individuals had been planning to smuggle liquid explosives onto multiple commercial flights. The substances would be concealed in what looked like ordinary drink bottles, containers indistinguishable from the sodas and juices passengers carried without question every single day. The plot was discovered before it could be carried out, but the implications were enormous. If liquid explosives could be disguised so perfectly that even security professionals couldn't tell them apart from harmless beverages, then the entire approach to airport screening needed to change. The discovery sent shockwaves through aviation security agencies worldwide. Governments moved quickly to implement new protocols, and many of the restrictions travelers face today stemmed directly from this incident and the urgent security reviews that followed. At first, these rules can seem extreme. After all, passengers are allowed to bring phones, laptops, and all sorts of solid objects. Why single out liquids? The answer lies in the fundamental challenge of screening them. X-ray machines excel at identifying dangerous items based on their distinctive shapes. A knife, a gun, even some electronic components all leave distinctive signatures. Metal detectors catch anything made of metal, but liquids present a unique problem. On an X-ray screen, a bottle of water, a bottle of medication, and a container of dangerous liquid all look essentially the same, just like a bottle. It's nearly impossible for a security officer to determine the contents by looking at the image alone. Certainly, scanning technology has improved considerably since 2006. Modern machines provide clearer images and more detailed analysis, but they're still not sophisticated enough to reliably identify what's inside every single liquid container. Given that hundreds of thousands of passengers pass through airports every day, technology alone hasn't solved the puzzle. So security agencies worldwide settled on a straightforward solution: restrict the quantity of liquid that can be brought into the cabin. This led to one of the most recognizable rules in modern travel, the 100 milliliter restriction. In most countries, passengers are permitted to carry individual containers no larger than 100 milliliters each, and all of these containers must fit inside a single clear plastic bag. The beauty of this rule is its simplicity. 100 milliliters is enough for essential items like toothpaste, a bit of face cream, eye drops, or cologne. You can bring multiple containers so you're not completely restricted, but the total amount anyone can carry remains limited, which reduces the theoretical threat. And the bright line rule is easy to understand and quick to enforce. Security lines already move slowly enough without security staff having to debate borderline cases. But here's something that confuses many travelers. You're heading to the airport and you have a 500 milliliter bottle. It's nearly empty, It only contains a few milliliters of liquid. Surely you think that should be allowed. But it won't pass security. Why? Because the rule isn't based on how much liquid is actually in the container. It's based on the container's total capacity. The reason is practical. Checking every bottle's actual contents would be impossibly time-consuming. It would mean unscrewing caps, testing substances, and analyzing each one individually. That process couldn't scale to millions of daily passengers. Using the container size as the standard creates a quick, objective, consistent measure that any security officer can apply in seconds. This explains another common observation. You buy a bottle of water at a restaurant before heading to security. It gets confiscated, but when you reach the secure area of the airport, you stop at a shop and buy an identical bottle of water. That one makes it onto the plane. The difference is where the product originated. Anything sold inside the secure perimeter of an airport has already been vetted as part of a protected zone. Since it was obtained after security screening, it doesn't need to go through the same restrictions as items brought from outside. The rules also vary by location. While many countries follow similar restrictions, not every airport applies them identically. Some have invested in advanced imaging technology that generates detailed three-dimensional scans of luggage, providing more information about liquid contents than older scanners could provide. A few airports have tested relaxed rules in response to these technological improvements, but widespread changes move slowly. New systems require extensive testing, approval from multiple agencies, and coordination across different regions. So for now, the safest approach for any travelers is to check the specific requirements of their departure airport before packing. Will these restrictions eventually disappear? It's quite possible. Screening technology keeps advancing. Newer scanners are increasingly capable of analyzing baggage contents with greater precision and detail. If airports eventually gain confidence that they can reliably detect dangerous substances regardless of container size, the strict limits might become unnecessary. Some airports are quietly exploring this possibility already. But global implementation of significantly relaxed rules probably remains years away. When you next find yourself at security, asked to remove a bottle from your bag, the rule isn't really about shampoo or water or toothpaste. It's the lasting legacy of a serious security threat that exposed how blind traditional security methods were to liquid dangers. The 100 milliliter containers, the clear plastic bags, the restrictions on larger bottles, all of these were implemented to reduce potential risks while still letting people travel with the personal care items they need. Yes, the rules can be inconvenient. Yes, they can sometimes seem excessive, but they represent a calculated balance between keeping people safe and keeping travel functional. And while future technology might eventually render them obsolete, for now they remain a cornerstone of modern air travel security. The next time you're packing for a trip, please like and subscribe if you like this video. Remember that even the most ordinary objects in your suitcase have a story. Thank you for exploring this one with us.